Ave Maria, and welcome to the 13th episode of Marian Shrines of the World. After the crucifixion, resurrection and ascension of Jesus, his apostles began to spread the message he left throughout Israel and shortly thereafter through the Roman Empire. One of these apostles, James the Greater, travelled as far west as Spain to the village of Saragossa in northeast Spain. While James was there, he eventually became disheartened because of the failure of his mission. Shortly thereafter, while he was deep in prayer with a few of the converts he had made, the Virgin Mary appeared to him. She was atop a pillar of jasper, carried by the angels, and she was holding a small wooden statue of herself. She said, "My son James, this place the Most High and Omnipotent God of heaven has destined to be consecrated by thee upon earth for the erection of a temple and house of prayer, where under my patronage and name he wishes to be glorified and magnified, where the treasures of his right hand shall be distributed and all his ancient mercies shall be opened up for the faithful through my intercession, if they ask for them in true faith and sincere piety. In the name of the Almighty, I promise them great favours and blessings of sweetness, and my protection and assistance. For this is to be my house and temple, my inheritance and possession. A pledge of this truth and of my promise shall be this column, with my image placed upon it. In the temple which thou shalt build for me, it shall remain and be preserved, together with the holy faith, until the end of the world. Thou shalt immediately begin to build this temple of God, and after thou hast completed it, thou shalt depart for Jerusalem. For my divine Son wishes thee to offer the sacrifice of thy life in the same place where he offered his for the salvation of the human race." This is the only known apparition of the Blessed Virgin Mary before her assumption into heaven. About a year after the apparition, James arranged to build a small chapel in Mary's honour, the first church ever dedicated to the honour of the Virgin Mary, which later was replaced with the Basilica on the same spot. The jasper column and the wooden statue can still be seen on special occasions at the church that houses them. After the chapel was completed, he returned to Jerusalem, where he was martyred by Herod Agrippa in the year 44 AD, the first apostle to be martyred for his faith. Our Lady of the Pillar reassured St. James in his mission, and she literally played a crucial role in establishing the church in Spain spiritually and literally, because he was denied burial after his martyrdom. His followers took his remains for final burial in Spain, where the local queen, observing several of the miracles performed by James's disciples, converted to Christianity and permitted James's body to be buried in a nearby field. Centuries later, the Moors forced their way into Spain and took over the entire peninsula in the year 711. Nobody thought about St. James's remains or his grave. It wasn't until the 9th century that rumour spread that the tomb of James the Apostle was in northern Spain. A local hermit found the burial site after noticing an unusual star formation. The site for the cathedral, which was then erected in honour of St. James, was called Compostela Starry Field. Soon after, this chapel became too small and a new and much larger church was built. This church was consecrated in the year 889 and remained standing for nearly a century, when in 997 the Moors burnt it down. The tomb of St. James, whose name in Spanish is Santiago, had become the centre of the small town, affectionately known as Santiago de Compostela. The Bishop of Iria soon took up his holiday residence there, which provided many advantages to the Compostela, for it was time to build a new cathedral. Blessed in the year 1211, the Cathedral of Santiago still stands today. But let us refocus our attention on the shrine of Our Lady of the Pillar. The pillar now presently enshrined by the larger Basilica of Our Lady of the Pillar is believed to be the same one given and promised by Mary, Immaculate. In spite of numerous disasters that beset the church, a fire burnt down the church previous to the Basilica in the year 1434. Now, during the Spanish Civil War, 2 bombs hit and damaged the Basilica, but none exploded. The event was attributed as a miracle, and the deactivated bombs have been on display at the Basilica premises since. The image of the Blessed Virgin Mary may or may not be the original, as some claim the original wooden image was destroyed when the church burnt down in 1434, contradicting the belief that it is still the original statue. The statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary is made of wood and stands 39 centimetres or 15 inches tall, while the 6-foot or 1.8 metre pillar is made of jasper. The statue depicts Mary Most Holy with the baby Jesus on her left arm, who has a dove sitting on his left palm. Since the 16th century, the pillar has been affectionately decorated with a skirt-like mantle. Our Lady of the Pillar is a patroness of Spain and the Hispanic peoples, with her feast day on October the 12th being celebrated with a grand 9-day festival at Saragossa, known as the Feast of the Pillar. The festival begins with a solemn mass at 4:30 a.m, which is extremely popular. The offering of flowers is the high point of the festival and a great demonstration of the peoples devoted to the Blessed Virgin Mary. During the morning and afternoon of the 12th of October, hundreds of thousands of people dressed in traditional Spanish costumes bring flowers to the Virgin, placed in the centre of the outdoor square. Volunteers place the flowers in a pyramidal structure, creating a flower mantle around the Virgin, which remains in the square for the rest of the festival so that all the people in the city can see it. People can participate in the offering individually or in a group. These groups are organised by schools, companies, villages and other organisations, and they put on a parade around the main streets in the city centre to get to the square. Some evidence of the popularity of the offering of flowers at Saragossa are the great number of groups taking part and the duration of the parade itself, which lasts usually over 8 hours. The highest recorded parade attendance was in the year 2009, when 450,000 people took part in it. Another act of devotion is the Rosary of Glass parade, which consists of 29 parade floats made of glass and illuminated from the inside. Most represent the mysteries of the Rosary, while the others represent different themes such as Our Lady of the Pillar or the Holy Family. Appropriately, this parade takes place at sunset. The Gigantes, or giants, are beyond the shadow of a doubt one of the most beloved traditions of the festival. People dressed in costumes appear as giants and entertain the people with their elegant dances through the streets. Additionally, there is a general fair, or German Oktoberfest, bullfighting, various activities for children such as puppet shows and theatre plays, a fun fair consisting in roller coasters and other attractions. The stage performances by well-known Spanish bands. The festival ends with an outdoor concert and a fireworks show near the shrine. Let the thought and the image of Our Lady of the Pillar be a forceful reminder that we walk in the footsteps of St. James and the early Christians of Spain in following Christ. May she be for us a pillar of faith. Ave Maria.